Hello everyone and welcome to my video lecture. Our topic for today is diffusion versus osmosis versus active transport. Okay, so let's start with the topic. Those who are viewing this video and have yet not subscribed to my channel, kindly do that and also press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications of my videos. Okay, anyway, back to the topic. So the first thing that we need to learn is what is diffusion. Okay, so all these three words, diffusion, osmosis, active transport, they are all very related. They are very easy to understand. However, many people do get confused in them, so hence I have made this video. Okay, anyway, coming back to the first word, which is diffusion. Okay, what is the meaning of diffusion? See, diffusion is basically the movement of substances or molecules from higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Okay, for example, the best way to explain that is, suppose if you have a LPG gas cylinder at home. Okay, and when you start the cylinder, the gas comes out of the cylinder, correct? So what happens is, the concentration of the gas in that area is much higher, and soon, because a substance always moves from higher concentration to lower concentration, that gas moves to other rooms where the concentration initially is zero, but then later on it keeps on increasing. So the gas is moving from higher concentration to lower concentration, and if you keep your house closed, then after some time all the rooms will have equal amount of smell of that gas. So that actually justifies that substances move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, so diffusion is basically movement of substances or solutes or molecules from their region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Let us take another example for understanding diffusion. Okay, suppose if this is a container, correct, and in between the container is a semi-permeable membrane. So what is a semi-permeable membrane? A semi-permeable membrane is a membrane which allows molecules to pass through it. Okay, it has got small openings through which certain molecules can pass. So now suppose if I add water in between, okay, the level of water I am keeping is same, and in this water I am adding different amount of salt. So on the left hand side, suppose if I am adding, this is the salt which I am adding, correct, and on the right hand side I am adding slightly less amount of salt, so this is the salt that I am adding. Okay, so now according to the law of diffusion, the salt molecules or salt particles are going to move from where to where? So the salt is going to move from the left to the right side, because on the left side the concentration of salt is more, whereas on the right side the concentration of salt is less, and this movement will keep on happening till on both the sides the amount of salt is equal. Are you getting my point? So I hope this concept of diffusion is clear. Okay, this movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration, okay, this is also called as the movement along the concentration gradient. Okay, so what is the meaning of concentration gradient? So whenever substances move from higher to lower concentration, we say that the movement is along the concentration gradient. So all substances naturally move from higher to lower concentration, and that is called as movement along the concentration gradient. Is this clear? Okay, so I hope this point of diffusion is clear. Now let us move on to the next term, which is osmosis. Okay, so I will just rub this off. Now osmosis is same as diffusion, but the only difference is that whenever we are talking in terms of water, we use the word osmosis. Okay, so let us write down the second terminology, which is osmosis. So whenever water moves from higher quantity to lower quantity, we call that movement as osmosis. Okay, so essentially diffusion and osmosis are both along the concentration gradient, but when we are only talking about pure water, or we are only talking about the movement of water, we use the word osmosis. When we are talking about the movement of other salts and molecules, we would use the word diffusion. Okay, so again, let us take the same example. Let us assume that this is the container, correct, and in between the container is this semi-permeable membrane. All right, and now what I am doing is I am showing two different water levels. Okay, so the left hand side is having a lower water level, the right hand side is having a higher water level. So according to the law of osmosis, water is going to move from area of higher quantity to lower quantity. So this water from right side will move towards the left side till both the levels are equal. Is this clear? So essentially it is the same thing as diffusion, but we are only talking about water over here, not about any other dissolved solutes or salts, and hence we use the word osmosis. So again, this is occurring along the concentration gradient. Is this clear? So many people ask this point that what is a concentration gradient. So basically gradient word is used when there are two polarities. So one end is higher concentration, other end is lower concentration. So that dipole which is created, that is called as a concentration gradient. So normal concentration gradient is when the flow is from higher to lower. Is this clear? Okay, so I hope this concept of osmosis is clear. Now let us test whether both these concepts have been cleared or not. So I will put an example in front of you. Okay, so again I am drawing a container over here. Okay, I am drawing a semi-permeable membrane in between. Okay, and now what I am doing is I am drawing two different water levels. So this is at a higher level, this is at a lower level. This is the water level, and in both the water levels I am adding salts. Okay, so now this one on the left hand side I am drawing this salt, and this one on the right hand side I am drawing salt. But as you can see, on the left hand side the quantity of water is more but quantity of salt is less, whereas on the right hand side the quantity of water is less but the quantity of salt is more. So now first of all, how is diffusion going to occur? Can anybody tell me? So diffusion is with respect to salt, so salts are going to move from right to left till both of them are balanced. And what about osmosis? Water is going to move from left to right till you achieve a equilibrium, that is the water level is same. And finally what is going to happen is when both the sides are stable, what you are going to get is the semi-permeable membrane is going to be there. Okay, the water level is going to be the same in both, and the salt levels are also going to be the same in both, and this state is called as the equilibrium state or the rest state. So now both the concentration of water and salt is same, so this is at equilibrium. Are you getting me? And that is when the movement will stop. So I hope now both the terms are clear. Osmosis is clear, diffusion is clear. Let us take another example to understand osmosis. Okay, so there are basically two commonly used words with respect to osmosis. Okay, and those words are, one is exoosmosis, okay, and the other word which is used is called as endoosmosis. So now normally these words are used whenever water, so exoosmosis, suppose if we are talking about a cell, a live cell, an animal cell or a plant cell, so exoosmosis is when water leaves the cell, that is exo, it goes out, and endoosmosis is when water enters the cell. So when will both these phenomena take place? So first of all, if you want to see exoosmosis, okay, so just imagine this is a cell, okay, it is an animal cell, and suppose this is the nucleus of the cell. Now suppose if you put this cell in water, okay, and you want to see exoosmosis. Exoosmosis means the water is going to come outside the cell, so the cell present in the water is going to leave the cell. Okay, so when is that going to happen? That is going to happen when the water in the cell is more than the surroundings, isn't it? Okay, so suppose if I keep this cell in salt water, so Just assume that this cell is surrounded by salt water. Now, salt water is a very concentrated solution, whereas the solution in the cell is a dilute solution. Okay, so according to osmosis, what happens is water always moves from higher quantity to lower quantity. So water is going to move from inside the cell to outside the cell. So the direction of water will be this, and what is going to happen to the cell is, because the water is going out the cell is going to shrink and it will become smaller. So this is your cell after the water has been lost. Okay, for those who don't understand what is a dilute solution, what is a concentrated solution, let me explain to you in a few seconds. So let me write down over here. Okay, first of all I am writing here dilute solution, and over here I am writing down concentrated solution. What is the difference? Again, two containers. Okay, both the containers I am taking same amount of water. Let us assume both of them are having 50 ml water. Okay, but now in the first container I am adding salt. Suppose I am adding 10 grams of salt. Okay, so this is the salt which is added plus 10 gram salt. This is water. And to the other sample which I have taken, to that I am adding 20 grams of salt. So now when I compare both the solutions, the water is same in both of them, right? It is 50 ml, but the salt concentration is more on the right hand side solution. So I can say that the one having comparatively less amount of salt and more amount of water, it is a dilute solution, whereas the solution having comparatively more amount of salt and less amount of water. See, water is same in both, but when you actually compare it with salt, then this left hand side solution is having more water and less salt, whereas this one is having less water and more salt. So whenever there is more salt and less water, the solution is called concentrated, whereas whenever there is less salt and more water, the solution is called dilute. So now again going back to this example, salt water will be what? Concentrated, because salt water has got more salt, comparatively less water, whereas a cell has got comparatively more water and less salt compared to the cell salt water. So the movement is what? So according to osmosis, where will water move from? So water will always move from dilute solution to concentrated solution, that is water from higher quantity to lower quantity, and hence the cell is going to lose water and it is going to shrink. This is called exoosmosis. Similarly, if you want to learn about endoosmosis, again we take a cell, okay, and now we keep this cell in normal water or fresh water, okay, which is not having any salts. So this is your normal or fresh water, correct? And what happens now? So water always moves from dilute solution to concentrated solution. So now can you tell me which one will have dilute solution? So now the normal water which is surrounding, that has got much lesser salt amount or concentration compared to the salt present in the cell. So the cell is having more salt. So dilute solution is this water which is present outside. Concentrated solution is the water and salt present in the cell. So the movement of water will be, now it will be the opposite movement, and water will move inside the cell, and because of that what is going to happen is the cell will swell up or it will increase in size. It will bloat up. So if this continues to happen, then the cell might rupture or it may burst. So that ends our part on diffusion and osmosis. Coming to the last part, that is the active transport. So what is active transport? See, in diffusion and osmosis, the movement is occurring along the concentration gradient. Okay, it is moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. But suppose if I want to push a solute or a molecule from lower to higher concentration, okay, suppose if I want to push salt from lower concentration to higher concentration, then how is it possible? So naturally it is not possible. So I need to provide energy to push, and that is called as active transport. So let me just clear this off. So in active transport, what happens is the movement of molecules or material is from lower concentration to higher concentration, okay, and that is why this movement is also called as movement against the concentration gradient. It is not along, it is against. So this is called as movement against concentration gradient. Okay, the normal movement is along the concentration gradient from higher to lower, but if you are doing lower to higher, it is against, and for this you need to provide energy. Okay, without energy you cannot move that. The best example, a similar example is, suppose if you are on a slope, okay, and you are taking your bicycle. So when you are going along the gravity, you don't need to exert much energy, but if you are climbing up the slope, then you need to exert more energy because you are going against gravity. It is a similar kind of principle. So active transport requires energy, and many membranes in our body use this active transport when they want to move salts from lower to higher concentration. Okay, so that ends our topic. So I hope all the three words are clear. Okay, and once again friends, if you like this video, please put a like down below, and if you have yet not subscribed, subscribe, and also share, press the bell icon. Okay, thanks a lot.